Alright, in this video we're going to create a simple texture for a very simple plant. Now, this is pretty easy to do because we're only going to have a couple parts to it. So we will go over and create a new layer, and I'm going to grab my marquee tool and just grab out a quarter to a third of one side here. And then I've already set up my green, as you can see, just a couple of shades a little bit off. I'm going to go up to filter and render and clouds. And having the clouds in there just gives it a little bit of texture to make it a little bit more organic. Then I'm going to go back to filter again, and this time I'm going to choose noise, add noise. Not very much, 10% should work fine. You can do it to your taste, it really doesn't matter. One last time to filter, and then we're going to go to blur, and we're going to do a motion blur. And we're going to do it 90 degrees up so it's following the texture. And now we get kind of a nice plant stalk texture. And we can deselect that. And we've already got that done. So now we'll start our leaf portion here, and I'm just going to draw out a basic leaf over here in our open area. Won't be anything too spectacular. But it'll get the job done. And it's a leaf, so if it's a little irregular, we can live with that. And I'm going to go back and do the same cloud layer again, just to give it a little bit of an organic feel. And then, normally to get some striations in the leaf, I would hand paint those doing this if we weren't using a photo texture. But that's going to be a very long and drawn out process, and frankly pretty boring. And we can get close to the same effect if we scroll down here and we find this particular leaf set, and we're just going to open it up, and you can see it better here now. And we're going to do a couple things to change this up. We're going to turn off shape dynamics, just gets them all going the same direction. We're going to up our spacing so we don't have any issues with overlap. And you can see the setting is a little bit offset from straight up and down. So we're just going to go like -4 and straighten that up. And then we're going to make that really big. A little bigger. Let's do 600. That's pretty good right there. And we're just going to go ahead and pick a darker color. And mind you, we still have our leaf selected, so we don't get any bleed over. And then we're just going to line this up a little bit. And I'm not happy with that. We need to go a little bit bigger yet because the edges are inside. So we'll undo that. Pop that up to 700. There, I like that a little better. There we go. Now we can bring that back down so it's not all in our face. And as you can see, we got a halfway decent leaf texture going here. Now the last thing we're going to do, well, not the last thing, but the next thing we're going to do is create a layer in between these. And I'm just going to sample my color over here from an edge. And then I'm just going to fill this. Preferably, I'm going to deselect before I fill it. There we go. And that way, that'll help with any light bleed from our alpha channel. Now, last but not least, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to select this so that I have my whole selection here. I'm going to create a new layer, and this time I'm going to hit D, which will set me back to black and white. And then I'm just going to fill these two areas with white, which is fine. And just for simplicity's sake, I'll make a new layer underneath it, and we will reverse that. Deselect our selection, fill that with black. Now we have a matching alpha channel that we can save out. And I will grab these two, Control E to blend them together. Now the reason I do it this way, you can go ahead and just create it over in your channels thing. And if you're using something like Unity where you save your alpha channel like that, then that's fine, you can do that. If you do something like UDK where you generally have a separate map, then I do it this way, and then I can just save this stuff out however I want. So we've got that, I can save that out, and then I can simply turn that off, turn these on, save that out as my diffuse map, and we're set to go. So we'll save those out as targas, and then we will hop on into 3ds Max and start creating our plant.